Hey up everyone, so a little bit later than what we anticipated, 5:45 at the moment, so we're going to set off from Stoke now down to the NEC, so we'll let you know when we get there. So we've just a second pulled up, and what an absolute palaver that was to get here. It was an absolute nightmare. Rory's first feed in the van, how's it going?
Nearly done.
So that's camper set up now. Front seats turn around and all that sort of stuff. So we managed to book a table at the local pub called the Owl. So just let you know what the car park looks like where we're staying. I'll show you now. Here it is, but it goes about 100 yards down there. So as you can see, plenty of motorhomes and all that sort of stuff. So lots going on already. As you can see, the excitement has got a little bit too much for somebody already. I'll try and do a short in the morning just to show you what all the facilities are like. Not sure if many of you have done this before, but I say it was 42 quid, so we'll see whether that represents value or not a little bit later on. So this is a pub which is about a 15-minute walk from the site. It's called the Little Owl. This is where we're going to have tea tonight. Let's go and see what this is all about. This is what £42 gets for you on your toilets. It's like a time walk back to the 80s. It reminds me of my nan's old bathroom. Christ, I look tired. So here it is, the day of the show, the morning of the show. Rory's first night in the camper was an absolute disaster. Because we got here at what time we did and we went to the pub, because he was out in his pushchair, he slept basically when he should have had his awake time. So he was awake from about 1 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the morning. The diesel heater was blowing cold air, and the backup heater wasn't heating up. So, you know, was a bit of a disaster. He managed to go down at 4, but then I never really got back off to sleep, so it's been an absolute nightmare. And just to talk to you really a bit about this, these pop-up campsites, it was 42 quid, and just if there's nothing here. It's literally just a car park. There's no sandwich vans, there's no nothing, there's not really any atmosphere. I thought it was going to be a bit festival-y, a bit carnival-y, but there's absolutely none of that. It's literally just a space on a car park, and for 42 quid, I'd never ever do it again, not unless something was to change dramatically. Really. It's really poor, really, to be fair. This is the view this morning from outside the camper. We better make the most of it. It was 42 quid for that. So obviously, with it being the wee man's first night in the camper and being at the NEC, I want to just show you what we're doing in terms of feeds and all that sort of stuff. These little bottles of milk, 200 mils. Which is nowhere near that at the moment, but you can keep him for up to 24 hours. So he's having sort of 150 mils, and if he's a bit hungry after, then we're just topping him up. And this little contraption here, so USB charged Tommy Tippy 12 volt milk warmer upper. So it warms the milk up in about 8 or 9 minutes, and like I say, it does 7 full bottles of warming them up. It does 7 full bottles on a full charge. As you can hear, he's starting to get ready for it now. just whipping up my favourite breakfast here, which is bacon and cheese on croissants. If you've never tried it, it's something to definitely try. A little drop of red sauce, and that's the finished article. Well worth a try. As you can see, like a kid in a sweet shop, I was absolutely buzzing to be there, as was Rory. Around about lunchtime now, this was feeding Rory. So my advice is to make sure that you're eating at sort of obscure time. So don't be eating, for example, at peak dinner time. Either go early or go late. So that's us back now from the NEC. We've done about 14,000 steps. And obviously with the wee man last night not sleeping great, I'm absolutely knackered now. But I just wanted to take you through sort of my review of the show this year, really, because when I went in February, I was disappointed. And I say this time around, honestly, it was absolutely incredible. So I think, I don't know whether it was the size or whether it was because I'd made myself not be too excited for it. I think, like I say, I'd hyped it up last time a little bit too much, but I didn't hype it up at all this year. And if you're going for a day, I'd make sure that you get there nice and early, because it's absolutely massive. You know, I was speaking to Graham, Caravan Vlogger, when we were there, and even he said that it felt noticeably bigger compared to February. You know, Mr. Trudgian himself agreed with that. So, you know, be prepared to do a big day's walking, because it's absolutely massive. We didn't get a chance to have a look at half the stuff that we wanted to do, just because there was just so much stuff there. And a group of people that need absolutely no introduction, and the highlight of my vlogging career. I think we nailed it today with what day we chose to come on. So although it was still relatively busy, it was nowhere near as busy as what it had been when we went in February. So I think that was a massive thing as well. I think, you know, there wasn't really much queuing to get into stuff. I've also learned that pop-up campsite, please save yourself the money and go and stay at an alternative campsite somewhere nearby, because it's just a space on a car park. I was really disappointed with it. And what's becoming more and more apparent is just how expensive it is now for things like caravans, motorhomes, campervans. We've seen today a motorhome that is £663,000. You know, I mean, that's just wild money, that is. It's absolutely wild. I thoroughly enjoyed Haul 11. So I mentioned that when I was the 5 things that I was most looking forward to. And it's just how prominent now campervans have become. You know, perhaps maybe 3-4 years ago, there wouldn't have been anywhere near the amount of campervans, panel vans and stuff like that. So they really, you know, they have definitely made inroads in the market, because there was absolutely loads of them. And like I said, I could just look at campervans and caravans all day. I absolutely buzz off them. The best piece of advice that I could give you, apart from don't stay on the campsite, would be make sure you take a packed lunch. I think we paid about $4,500 for a chicken burger and a cheeseburger, and the food isn't great. It's really expensive. So I would 100% definitely be taking a packed lunch. So all in all, we've had an absolutely amazing day. Like I say, it was Rory's due date today, so yeah, we were really chuffed that we could take him with us and that he could be a part of it. And I don't know if I'd go a February one again, but I would have to be tied up like Hannibal Lecter to stop me from going to the show next October. It was really, it was genuinely, it was that good. And if you want to know how good I thought February was, watch this video here.